Greetings from South Korea. I am Arirang News AI anchor. Here is the news-making headlines today. President Lee Jae-myung delivered a special statement to mark the first anniversary of the martial law declaration by former President Yoon Suk-yeol. Addressing the nation on Wednesday, he proposed designating December 3rd as a day of people's sovereignty, an official public holiday, and added that the people who defended democracy fully deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. Later in the day, he held a press conference with the foreign media, where he took various questions on K-democracy, as well as Korea's relationship with the US, China, and Japan. According to Bank of Korea on Wednesday, South Korea recorded its strongest on-quarter GDP growth in 3 years and 9 months in the third quarter, with a 1.3% increase. The figure is the highest since the fourth quarter of 2021, when the country's GDP rose by 1.6%. It was also a jump compared to a previous estimate of 1.2%, thanks to stronger than expected domestic demand and net exports. The Bank of Korea said that if fourth quarter GDP stays above zero growth from the third quarter, achieving an annual growth rate of 1.1%, which is higher than the original 1% projection, is still plausible. South Korea's foreign reserves climbed for the sixth straight month in November, reaching a 3-year high of just over $430 billion. According to the Bank of Korea on Wednesday, the rise was driven by higher investment income and an increase in foreign currency deposits held by local financial institutions. Holdings of securities, including government and corporate bonds, grew by nearly $1.4 billion. As of the end of October, South Korea was the 9th largest holder of foreign reserves worldwide. In other news, the U.S. Commerce Secretary says part of South Korea's committed investment under the bilateral tariff deal will be directed toward building nuclear power plants in the United States. Speaking at a cabinet meeting on Tuesday, Howard Lutnick indicated that a portion of the $750 billion pledged by Japan and South Korea would be directed toward U.S. nuclear power projects. He added that the U.S. needs a nuclear arsenal of generation of power. In Moscow on Tuesday, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Trump advisor Jared Kushner had a 5-hour meeting with President Vladimir Putin at the Kremlin, as Washington pushes a revised Ukraine peace plan. Putin's advisors Kirill Dmitriev and Yuri Ushakov called the talks productive, constructive, and substantive, but confirmed there is no compromise yet, especially on territory, which remains the central sticking point. Ushakov said Russia reviewed the updated 28-point plan along with 4 additional documents, and that parts of the U.S. proposal are acceptable while others are not. Putin earlier accused European governments of trying to block the U.S. draft, saying their demands were not acceptable for Russia. Meanwhile, in Ireland, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said, "Now more than ever, there is a chance to end this war," but stressed that several issues still need to be worked out. That is all from me today. Thank you for watching.